So the number one thing that I would ask every organization to do is that let your marketing and sales team have one number, one measure, one metric, whatever that is. Not marketing has leads and sales has revenue. Not that marketing needs to do 20 events, and don't create those. Give them the same number. Sales get commission, marketing gets bonus, but they have the same number. And what happens with that, and I've seen this over and over again, is that they start having conversations of like, how do we get to that number? How do we get to that number together? So if you really want to build sales and marketing alignment, truly, I think ABM can help you, but don't make it about just marketing, make it about sales and marketing. So in our organization, for example, at Terminus, we don't have a marketing and sales different numbers or anything like that. We call it a marketing meeting where we literally have a tiered list of accounts and we just go about, oh, tier 1, these are really important big accounts. We only have 20% penetration in it. How do we get to the other 80? Tier 2, we have great penetration. What are we doing to get ahead of it and turn them into pipeline or expansion or something like that? So it just changes the level of conversation in the organization that drives real business outcomes.
What you mentioned was very interesting too. I don't know if you can share, but when you have the discussion, we have penetration of 20, how do we get to the other 80? Can you share some of the discussion around that?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. So ABM, the beauty of it is that ABM is a strategy, not a tool. So anybody listening to this, they think that they should get Terminus and that will be the end all be all. False. No, not happening. You don't even need Terminus. Like I'm a co-founder and we have 1,000+ customers. We have great stories, but that is something you will be super helpful to scale your ABM programs. And what you do need is a strategy. So what I love about ABM is it's a great strategy. So some of the things that happen is that, okay, we have 20% penetration. We need to get to the other 80%. What are we doing there? Then marketing has this menu of options that says, well, we could do a webinar, but instead of doing webinar for everybody, let's look at this 80%. Oh, almost half of them are in the manufacturing industry. Well, what about we do a webinar for just manufacturing industry, bring a couple of our customers and just focus on it. We will only have maybe 50 people attend this webinar, but these will be the 50 best accounts that we want to go into, and we create engagement with that. Or maybe you could look at one of your ebooks that you've created at top of the funnel, and you look at that and say that, well, this is generic. How about we just turn this into a manufacturing ebook and send them as a prerequisite for this webinar or as a follow-up to it? Maybe we just do an interview with 2 other manufacturing companies that are super successful and send them bites of that podcast or audio to them. Not customer case studies, because that just blown off, just simple stories, this simple conversation, like 5 minutes around how they're doing what they're doing. So you literally could go through the menu of options and say, what can we do to create engagement? And then sales and marketing saying, okay, yeah, let's do that. That's great. Let's do that. And now you have buy-in in that. As opposed to the old way, which is what happens even today in most organizations. Hey, let's just create 1 ebook a month, 2 webinars a quarter. Like, let's make sure that we have 3 case studies a year. Like that doesn't work. It's not agile enough. It's not empathetic enough in many ways to help sales win the deals.